Hello, everyone. I'm James, and today we're diving into a story so shocking, so twisted, it'll leave you questioning everything you thought you knew about love, wealth, and secrets. Picture this: a radiant 25-year-old bride, Simone Rylander, standing in a flowing white gown, her eyes sparkling with dreams of a fairy tale. Across from her, a 91-year-old billionaire, Richard Lugner, his smile charming, yet shadowed by whispers of a dark past. This wasn't just any wedding. It was a spectacle that gripped the world in 2024, held in the heart of Vienna, Austria, under chandeliers dripping with crystals and cameras flashing like a storm. But here's the chilling truth. Simone wasn't Lugner's first wife. She was his sixth. And the first five, they vanished. Gone without a trace. Can you imagine the buzz? The headline screamed, "Billionaire weds young beauty." Social media exploded with envy, awe, and suspicion. Who was this young woman stepping into the arms of a man old enough to be her great-grandfather? And why did no one talk about the wives who came before her? Christine, Cornelia, Suzanne. Christina. Kathy names that once filled tabloids, now reduced to ghostly echoes. Each one married Lugner, basked in his wealth, and then disappeared. No bodies, no clues, no answers, just silence. And yet, here was Simone smiling for the cameras as if she hadn't heard the rumors. Or had she? Let's set the scene. The wedding was pure opulence. A grand ballroom in Vienna's most exclusive hotel tables, laden with caviar and champagne guests dripping in diamonds. Simone, with her golden hair cascading in waves, looked like a princess. Lugner, frail but sharp, wore a tailored suit and a grin that seemed to say, "I've won again." The crowd applauded, but behind the cheers there were whispers. "Is she crazy?" some muttered. "Doesn't she know what happened to the others?" Others hissed. The air was thick with unease, like a storm brewing beneath the glitz. And Simone, she laughed, danced, and kissed her new husband, her eyes never betraying a hint of fear. But was it courage? Or something else? This wasn't just a marriage. It was a mystery wrapped in gold and danger. Why would a young, vibrant woman like Simone choose a man with such a sinister shadow? Was it love, greed, or brace yourself? Could she have a plan of her own, and Lugner with his billions and charm? What was he hiding behind that polished smile? 5 wives, 5 disappearances, and now a 6th bride bold enough to take their place. My God, the stakes couldn't be higher. Today, we're peeling back the layers of this jaw-dropping case. From Lugner's rise to riches to the eerie fate of his wives, we'll uncover clues, chase theories, and face truths that'll make your skin crawl. So buckle up, because this story is about to take you on a wild ride. What really happened to those women? And is Simone next? Or is she the key to it all? Let's find out. Welcome back, everyone. If you thought the wedding of Simone Rylander and Richard Lugner was shocking, buckle up, because we're about to dive into the man behind the mystery. Richard Lugner, the 91-year-old billionaire who swept a 25-year-old bride off her feet, wasn't just a wealthy old man. He was a legend, a showman, a puzzle wrapped in charisma and controversy. But who was he really? A romantic dreamer? A cunning manipulator, or something far darker? Let's peel back the curtain on this enigmatic figure and ask the question burning in everyone's minds. How does a man with 5 missing wives charm a 6th into marrying him? My God, it's almost unbelievable. Born in 1932 in Vienna, Austria, Lugner started with nothing. A working-class kid with big dreams, he clawed his way up through grit and ambition. By the 1970s, he'd turned a small construction business into a real estate empire, but his real genius was retail. Lugner City, his flagship shopping mall, became a Viennese icon, drawing millions with its glitzy stores and celebrity-studded events. By the 2000s, his net worth soared past $2 billion. He wasn't just rich, he was untouchable. Mansions, private jets, yachts docked in Monaco, you name it, Lugner had it. But wealth wasn't enough. He craved the spotlight. And oh, did he know how to steal it? Lugner was a master of spectacle. He partied with supermodels, dined with presidents, and even paid A-list celebrities to attend his events. Remember that time he brought Kim Kardashian to Vienna's opera ball? The tabloids couldn't get enough. At 80, he was still strutting red carpets. His silver hair slicked back his suits, sharper than men. Half his age. Women adored him, or so it seemed. His charm was magnetic, a warm laugh, a twinkle in his eye, and a knack for making anyone feel like the center of the universe. But behind the dazzle, there were whispers. He's too perfect, some said. Nobody's that charming without hiding something. Were they right? Now, let's talk about his marriages. Lugner's love life was as flashy as his empire. His first wife, Christine, married him in 1960 when he was a rising star. They divorced after a decade, but she vanished in 1985, years after their split. Then came Cornelia, in the 80s, a glamorous actress who disappeared in 1992. Suzanne, a model, wed him in 1995 and was gone by 2000. Christina, a businesswoman, married him in 2005 and vanished in 2010. And Kathy, a former dancer, tied the knot in 2014. Poof, gone by 2018. 5 women, 5 marriages, 5 mysteries. Each time Lugner played the grieving husband, his tears convincing his alibis airtight. Coincidence, or a pattern too chilling to ignore. Enter Simone Lugner, the 6th wife. At 25, she was a vision-bright, ambitious, with a smile that lit up rooms. A small-town girl from Salzburg, she'd moved to Vienna to chase a career in fashion. How did she end up on Lugner's radar? It started at a charity gala in 2023. Simone, working as an event coordinator, caught his eye. He showered her with gifts: diamond necklaces, trips to Paris, a penthouse apartment. Within months, they were engaged. To the world, it was a fairy tale. Simone gushed about his kind heart in interviews, while Lugner called her "my muse." But come on, did she really not know about the others? Or was she playing a dangerous game? The public was obsessed. Social media buzzed with theories. Some called Simone a gold digger, others a hopeless romantic. But a darker narrative emerged. Was she walking into a trap? Lugner's history wasn't exactly a secret. Bloggers dug up old articles about his wife's true crime podcasts, speculated wildly, and yet Simone seemed unfazed. At their engagement party, she laughed off questions about the past, saying, "I trust Richard. He's misunderstood." Misunderstood. Really? 5 missing women, and she's calling it a misunderstanding. That takes guts or something else entirely. Let's pause for a second. Imagine you're Simone. You're young in love, living a dream most people can't even touch. But everywhere you turn, there are warnings. Friends beg you to reconsider. Strangers send anonymous messages. Run while you can, yet you stay. Why is it the money? The romance? Or here's a wild thought. Could Simone know more than she's letting on? Lugner's charm was undeniable, but charm can hide monsters. And with each wife's disappearance, the whispers grew louder. Was he a heartbroken widower? Or a mastermind covering his tracks? As we dig deeper, one thing's clear. Lugner's life was a house of cards, glamorous, fragile, and hiding secrets that could topple everything. Simone's decision to marry him wasn't just a leap of faith, it was a plunge into an abyss. What drew her to this man? And what did Lugner see in her that made her his 6th bride? Hold on tight because the answers are going to blow your mind. Next, we'll uncover the chilling details of those vanished wives and the pattern that's too eerie to dismiss. Stay with us. This is only the beginning. 5 women, 5 marriages, 5 disappearances. The story of Richard Lugner's wives isn't just a mystery. It's a nightmare that refuses to let go. Christine Cornelia, Suzanne, Christina, Kathy. Each one stepped into Lugner's dazzling world, only to vanish like smoke in the wind. No bodies, no witnesses, no closure, just questions that claw at your soul. How could this happen? Why did no one stop it? And oh my God, is Simone Relander, the sixth wife, doomed to the same fate? Let's dive into the chilling details of these cases and uncover the pattern that's too eerie to dismiss. First, Christine Lugner's wife, from 1960 to 1970. A quiet, elegant woman, she was 28 when they married a schoolteacher who fell for Lugner's ambition. After their divorce, she lived a low-key life in Graz, raising their two kids. Then in 1985, she was gone. Poof. Her car was found abandoned on a rural road keys, in the ignition purse, untouched. No signs of a struggle. Police called it a runaway case, but her family screamed foul play. She'd never leave her children. Her sister sobbed in interviews. Lugner, questioned briefly, said he hadn't seen her in years. His alibi. A business trip to London backed by flight records. Convenient, right? Next, Cornelia, the glamorous actress who married Lugner in 1987. At 32, she was a rising star, known for her fiery spirit and roles in Viennese theater. She thrived in Lugner's spotlight, hosting galas at Lugner City. But by 1992, she was missing. Her last sighting, leaving a charity event in Vienna alone at 11 p.m. Her apartment was untouched. No clothes missing. No note. The police found nothing, not even a fingerprint out of place. Lugner claimed she'd been unstable, hinting at mental health issues. Her friends called it nonsense. Cornelia was vibrant, not suicidal, one said. Lugner's alibi this time, a yacht party in Greece with dozens of witnesses. Too perfect, don't you think? Then there's Suzanne, a 24-year-old model married to Lugner in 1995. She was stunning with a laugh that turned heads. Their marriage was a whirlwind, lavish trips, front row fashion shows. But in 2000, she vanished. Her last known location was a spa resort in Tyrol, where she'd checked in alone. Her room was found empty, her phone left behind. The resort's security cameras showed nothing. Police speculated she'd wandered into the mountains, but her family wasn't buying it. Suzanne hated hiking, her brother raged. Lugner, teary-eyed on TV, said she'd been distant lately. His alibi. A conference in Dubai verified by colleagues. Are you kidding me? Christina, a sharp-witted businesswoman, wed Lugner in 2005 at 40. She was different, independent, running her own PR firm. She seemed to match Lugner's cunning. Yet in 2010, she disappeared. She was last seen at a Vienna cafe meeting an unknown man. Her car was found parked nearby, locked with her laptop inside. No ransom demands, no leads. Lugner told police they'd been drifting apart, suggesting she left voluntarily. Her sister scoffed. Christina was planning a new campaign. She didn't run Lugner's alibi. A ski trip in Switzerland with hotel receipts. This is insane. Finally, Kathy, a 29-year-old former dancer, married Lugner in 2014. Bubbly and artistic, she loved painting and dreamed of opening a gallery. In 2018, she was gone. Her last trace was a text to a friend, meeting someone at Lugner City Talk later. She never did. Her studio apartment was pristine, her paintbrushes still wet. Police found no evidence of foul play, but her friend insisted Kathy was scared of something or someone. Lugner, somber in press conferences, said she'd been restless. His alibi. A film festival in Cannes, with paparazzi photos to prove it. Come on. How does this keep happening? What ties these cases together? The similarities are chilling. All 5 women were last seen alone in public places, events, resorts, cafes. Their belongings were left behind, untouched. No signs of violence, no clear motives. And Lugner. He was always elsewhere with alibis so ironclad they felt scripted. Business trips, parties, conferences, each one placing him hundreds of miles away. The police investigated every case, but Lugner's wealth and influence loomed large. Witnesses clammed up records, vanished leads, dried out. Was it just bad luck? Or was someone pulling strings? The public had theories. Tabloids screamed Black Widower, online forums buzzed with speculation, accidents, secret cults, even human trafficking. True crime podcasts dissected every detail, pointing to Lugner's charm as a weapon. He's too smooth, one host said. Nobody's that untouchable unless they're hiding something big. But evidence zilch. Families of the missing women begged for answers, holding vigils, hiring private detectives. Nothing stuck. Lugner, meanwhile, moved on, his smile never fading. Until Simone, why her? Why now? Let's talk about the elephant in the room. 5 women don't just vanish without a trace, not unless someone knows exactly what they're doing. Was Lugner a grieving husband cursed by tragedy? Or a predator orchestrating a perfect crime, and Simone stepping into this shadow? What was she thinking? Did she see the red flags and ignore them, or brace yourself? Could she be the one to break this cycle? The deeper we go, the darker it gets. Next, we'll follow the investigations that tried to crack this case, and the detective who refused to give up. This mystery is far from over, and trust me, it's about to get wild. The trail of Richard Lugner's missing wives, Christine Cornelia. Suzanne Christina Cathy was as cold as a winter grave. 5 women gone without a trace, and a billionaire who seemed untouchable. The police had tried, families had begged, and the public had raged. But answers? They were nowhere to be found. How does a man walk away from 5 disappearances without a scratch? Was his wealth a shield, or was he just that cunning? My God, the frustration is unbearable. But when Simone Rylander became wife number 6 in 2024, a spark of hope flickered. A tenacious detective. Anna Klein stepped into the shadows of this mystery, determined to crack it open. Let's follow the investigation that dared to challenge Lugner's empire and uncover the clues that almost brought the truth to light. Anna Klein wasn't your average cop. At 42, she was a veteran of Vienna's Major Crimes Unit, known for her razor-sharp mind and a stubborn streak that drove her bosses crazy. She'd been a rookie when Cornelia vanished in 1992, and the case had haunted her ever since. It never added up, she told a colleague years later. 5 women don't just disappear unless someone's covering tracks. When Simone's wedding hit the headlines, Anna saw her chance. She convinced her captain to reopen the cases, arguing that Lugner's pattern was too glaring to ignore. But going after a billionaire, that was like storming a fortress with a toothpick. Oh, the audacity. The early investigations into the missing wives were a mess. In Christine's 1985 case, police had barely scratched the surface, dismissing it as a runaway situation. Cornelia's 1992 disappearance got more attention, but leads dried up fast, witnesses clammed up, and key CCTV footage from the charity event mysteriously disappeared. Suzanne's 2000 case was botched by a rookie detective who missed crucial phone records. Christina's 2010 vanishing had promising leads. A witness saw her arguing with a man at the cafe, but the trail went cold when the witness suddenly moved abroad. Cathy's 2018 case was the most frustrating. Her text about meeting someone at Lugner City led nowhere, as the mall's security cameras were under maintenance that day. Coincidence? Come on, it's too convenient. Anna started from scratch. She dug through dusty case files, re-interviewed families, and tracked down old witnesses. Christine's sister recalled a strange phone call from Christine days before she vanished, saying she'd found something odd about Lugner's business. Cornelia's best friend revealed she'd been scared of someone close to Richard, but wouldn't name names. Suzanne's brother mentioned a creepy man who'd followed her weeks before she disappeared. Christina's colleague swore she'd been digging into Lugner's financial records for a client. Cathy's friend handed over a sketch. Cathy had drawn a shadowy figure in a suit labeled Watcher. These fragments were chilling, but they weren't enough. Where was the hard evidence? Anna's team turned to forensics. They re-examined Christine's car and found a faint trace of an unknown chemical, possibly a sedative, on the driver's seat. In Cornelia's apartment, a hidden compartment in her desk held a cryptic note. "He knows I know." Suzanne's phone recovered from the spa had a deleted voicemail from an untraceable number recovered through digital forensics. Stay away from him. Christina's laptop revealed encrypted files. She'd been accessing files linked to Lugner's offshore accounts. Cathy's apartment yielded a tiny clue, a receipt for a burner phone bought days before she vanished. Holy cow, these weren't coincidences. They were breadcrumbs. But Lugner's influence was a brick wall. Anna's requests for his financial records were blocked by his army of lawyers. Witnesses she approached suddenly forgot details or left town. A private detective hired by Christina's family told Anna he'd been offered a hefty bribe to drop the case. Even Anna's own department pushed back. Her captain warned her about poking the bear. Lugner's empire wasn't just a business. It was a machine oiled with money and fear. Was he paying people off? Or was there something even darker at play? Anna wasn't alone. Families of the missing women rallied behind her, sharing stories that painted a grim picture. Christine's kids, now adults, said their mother had warned them about Lugner's secrets. Cornelia's brother found a journal entry about meetings at midnight she'd overheard. Suzanne's best friend recalled her saying Lugner had a private room at Lugner City no one could enter. Christina's sister uncovered emails hinting at a whistleblower who'd approached her about Lugner's deals. Kathy's paintings displayed at a memorial included eerie images of locked doors and watching eyes. These weren't just clues, they were screams from the past, begging to be heard. The media caught wind of Anna's investigation, and the public went wild. True crime blogs dubbed her the Widow Hunter. Podcasts speculated about Lugner's ties to organized crime. Social media exploded with #justice. For the five, demanding action. But Lugner, he was cool as ice. In a rare interview, he called the investigations a witch hunt, flashing that charming smile. I loved my wives, he said. I'd never hurt them. Really, 5 missing women, and he's playing the victim. It's infuriating. Anna's biggest break came in early 2025. A former Lugner City employee now living in Prague contacted her anonymously. He claimed to have seen suspicious activity in the mall's basement levels. Locked rooms, late-night deliveries, and men in suits who weren't security. He'd overheard Lugner mention cleaning up loose ends after Kathy's disappearance. The employee fled Vienna after receiving threats. Anna's heart raced. This was huge, but when she tried to verify his story, the mall's records were lost in a convenient server crash. Are you serious? Time was running out. Simone was still living with Lugner, and Anna feared she'd be next. She pushed harder, staking out Lugner's properties, tapping old informants, even tailing his associates. Every step felt like wading through quicksand. Was Lugner always one step ahead, or was Anna closing in on the truth? The stakes were sky high, and the clock was ticking. Next, we'll uncover a bombshell about Simone that turns this case upside down. Trust me, you won't believe what's coming. Simone Rylander, the radiant 25-year-old bride, seemed like a fairy tale princess swept into Richard Lugner's golden world. But what if everything we thought we knew about her was a lie? What if Simone wasn't just a naive young woman, dazzled by wealth, but a player in a dangerous game? Oh my God. The truth is jaw-dropping. As Detective Anna Klein's investigation into Lugner's missing wives gained momentum, a bombshell emerged. Simone was no ordinary bride. She was hiding a secret so explosive it could unravel the entire mystery or destroy her. Let's dive into the shocking twist that flipped this case upside down and ask, was Simone the hunter or the prey? From the outside, Simone's life looked like a dream. She moved through Lugner's mansions and galas with grace, her smile dazzling the cameras. But Anna's instincts screamed that something was off. Why would a bright, ambitious woman ignore the red flags of 5 vanished wives? Was it love, greed, or something far deeper? Anna dug into Simone's past, and what she found sent chills down her spine. Simone wasn't just a small-town girl from Salzburg chasing a fashion career. She was connected to one of Lugner's missing wives, Kathy, the artist who vanished in 2018. Holy cow, this changes everything. Simone and Kathy had been friends, close friends. They'd met in Vienna in 2016, bonding over their love of art at a gallery event. Kathy, then Lugner's 5th wife, confided in Simone about her fears. Richard's not what he seems, she'd whispered, according to a mutual friend Anna tracked down. Kathy hinted at dangerous secrets tied to Lugner's business, but she was too scared to say more. When Kathy disappeared, Simone was devastated. She left Vienna for a year, telling friends she needed time to heal. But Anna uncovered a hidden truth Simone hadn't been healing. She'd been planning. Simone returned to Vienna in 2023 with a mission. She took a job at a charity gala, knowing Lugner would be there. It wasn't chance that caught his eye, she made sure of it. The diamond necklaces, the Paris trips, the penthouse. She accepted them all, playing the role of the smitten fiancé, but behind her sparkling eyes was a fire burning for justice. Simone was investigating Lugner, determined to find out what happened to Kathy and the others. Are you kidding me? This wasn't a fairy tale. It was a high-stakes undercover operation. Simone's double life was a tightrope walk. By day, she played the perfect wife attending events on Lugner's arm, laughing at his jokes. By night, she snooped through his world. She rifled through his office drawers when he slept, hacked into his personal laptop, and eavesdropped on his late-night calls. She found cryptic documents, financial records with coded entries, names of shadowy offshore companies. One memo mentioned disposal protocols, a phrase that made her blood run cold. Another discovery was even creepier, a locked safe in Lugner's private study which she couldn't crack. What was he hiding? The truth about his wives. Her most daring move came in late 2024. Simone befriended a Lugner city security guard, coaxing him into revealing details about the mall's basement levels, the same ones Anna's anonymous tipster had mentioned. The guard, nervous, admitted there were restricted areas only Lugner and a few trusted associates accessed. Simone bluffed her way into a late-night visit, claiming she'd lost an earring in the mall. Alone in the basement, she found a steel door marked "Private." Her heart pounded as she tried the handle locked. Footsteps echoed nearby, and she barely escaped before being caught. My goodness, how close was that? Lugner wasn't blind. He started noticing Simone's odd behavior, her questions about his past, her late-night walks around the mansion. One evening he confronted her, his voice icy. "You're awfully curious, my dear." Simone laughed it off, but her pulse raced. She knew she was skating on thin ice. If Lugner suspected her, she could end up like the others. Yet she kept digging, driven by Kathy's memory and a vow to expose him. Was she brave or reckless? Anna, meanwhile, was piecing together Simone's secret. A hidden email account Simone used revealed messages to an unknown contact. "I'm close. Found something big. Need help." Anna traced the contact to a private investigator in Salzburg hired by Simone to dig into Lugner's past. The PI confirmed Simone's plan, but warned she was in over her head. Anna tried to reach her, leaving anonymous voicemails. "Get out now. It's not safe." But Simone didn't stop. She was too deep, too determined. The tension was unbearable. Simone's discoveries were piling up, but so was the danger. Lugner's associates, men in dark suits who lingered at his events, seemed to watch her every move. One night she found her phone tampered with, her search history deleted. A chilling note slipped under her bedroom door, read, "Stop looking." Simone's hands shook, but she didn't run. She was so close to the truth she could feel it. But at what cost? Could she outsmart a man who'd evaded justice for decades? This twist changes everything. Simone wasn't a victim in waiting, she was a warrior, risking her life to unravel Lugner's secrets. But the closer she got, the tighter the noose around her neck. Was she the key to solving this mystery, or would she become its next casualty? Brace yourself, because the next chapter is a heart-pounding showdown that'll leave you speechless. The truth is within reach, but it comes at a price. Simone Rylander stood on the edge of a knife. Her secret investigation into Richard Lugner's dark past had brought her closer to the truth than anyone before, but the walls were closing in. Cryptic documents, a locked safe, whispers of disposal protocols, every clue pointed to a monster hiding behind Lugner's charming facade. But now, in early 2025, Simone had enough evidence to confront him. Was she ready to face the billionaire who'd outwitted the world for decades? Or would this showdown end in tragedy like the 5 wives before her? My God, the tension is suffocating. Let's unravel the climactic moment that shook this mystery to its core. and ask would Simone expose the truth, or become its next victim. It happened on a stormy February night in Lugner's sprawling Vienna mansion. Simone had spent weeks preparing, her heart pounding with every step toward this moment. She'd hidden a tiny recorder in her necklace, copied incriminating files from Lugner's laptop, and memorized every damning detail. Her plan was simple but perilous. Confront Lugner in his private study, demand answers about Kathy and the others, and record his confession. If she could get him to slip, she'd hand the evidence to Detective Anna Klein. But facing a man who'd never cracked under pressure, that was a gamble with her life. Oh, the bravery! The study was dim-lit only by a crackling fireplace. Lugner sat at his mahogany desk, sipping brandy, his eyes sharp, despite his 91 years. Simone entered, her voice steady, but her palms sweaty. "Richard, we need to talk," she said, clutching a folder of documents. She'd printed bank transfers to offshore accounts, coded memos about cleaning up. Lugner raised an eyebrow, his smile thin. "About what, my dear?" he asked, his tone dangerously calm. Simone took a deep breath and laid the folder on the desk. "About Kathy. About all of them. What did you do to your wives?" The air turned electric. Was this her moment of triumph or her fatal mistake? Lugner's smile vanished. He leaned forward, his voice low and cutting. "You've been busy, haven't you?" He glanced at the folder, then back at her, his eyes like daggers. Simone didn't flinch. She pressed harder, her voice rising. "I know about the basement at Lugner City, the locked rooms, the disposal protocols. You can't hide it anymore, Richard." Her recorder was running, capturing every word. For a moment, Lugner was silent, his face unreadable. Then he laughed, a cold, hollow sound that sent shivers down her spine. "You think you're clever, Simone? You're playing a game you can't win." Holy cow, was he admitting something? The confrontation spiraled. Lugner stood towering despite his age and slammed his fist on the desk. "You have no idea what you're meddling with," he roared. Simone held her ground, pulling out Kathy's sketch of the Watcher from her pocket. "Kathy knew, didn't she?" "That's why she's gone." Lugner's eyes flickered. Fear. Guilt. He snatched the sketch, crumpling it. "Kathy was a fool like you," he spat. "Poking into things that don't concern you." Simone's heart raced. This was it, the crack she needed. But before she could push further, Lugner lunged, grabbing her wrist. The recorder fell clattering to the floor. Oh no, this was bad. Chaos erupted. Simone yanked free, stumbling toward the door, but Lugner was faster than he looked. He blocked her path, his face twisted with rage. "You should have stayed out of it," he snarled. Outside, thunder roared, drowning her scream as she dodged his grasp. She bolted for the hallway, but the mansion's lights flickered out, whether by storm or sabotage she didn't know. In the dark, she heard his footsteps, heavy and relentless. Simone's mind raced. Where was Anna? Had her voicemails reached her? She fumbled for her phone, dialing Anna's number, but the call dropped. Trapped in a maze of corridors, Simone was cornered. Was this how it ended? Meanwhile, Anna was racing toward the mansion. Her informant had tipped her off about Simone's plan, and she'd been staking out the property. When she saw the lights go out, her gut screamed trouble. She radioed for backup, but the storm delayed them. Bursting through the mansion's gates, Anna found the front door ajar. Inside, she heard a crash, glass shattering. "Simone," she shouted, drawing her gun. She navigated the dark, following muffled voices to the study. What she found froze her. Simone pinned against a wall, Lugner looming over her, a fire poker in his hand. "Are you serious? This was life or death." Anna's shout. Freeze halted Lugner. He turned his face a mask of fury, but dropped the poker when he saw her gun. Simone, trembling, clutched the folder, her recorder smashed on the floor. He admitted it, she gasped. "Kathy, the others." He knows. Lugner's composure returned, his voice smooth. "She's delusional officer. She attacked me." Anna wasn't buying it. She cuffed him, but the evidence was shaky. The recorder was broken, and the documents needed verification. The media swarmed, headlines screaming, "Billionaire arrested." But Lugner's lawyers were already circling. Would justice slip away again? The aftermath was chaos. Simone survived, but barely. She handed Anna the folder, though some pages were missing, likely destroyed in the struggle. Lugner was released on bail, his charm offensive in full swing, claiming Simone was unstable. Public opinion split some. Hailed Simone as a hero, others called her a liar. Anna pushed to keep the case alive, but Lugner's influence loomed large. Did Simone get the confession she needed? Or was this another dead end? The truth hung in the balance, tantalizingly close, yet maddeningly out of reach. Next, we'll unravel the fallout and ask, will the mystery of Lugner's wives ever be solved? Hold on, this ride's not over. The storm of Simone Rylander's confrontation with Richard Lugner has passed, but the fog of mystery remains. 5 wives: Christine Cornelia, Suzanne. Christina Cathy vanished into thin air, and a 6th Simone came perilously close to joining them. Her bravery, paired with Detective Anna Klein's relentless pursuit, brought the truth within reach, yet it slipped through their fingers like sand. Was Lugner a mastermind behind a string of perfect crimes, or a man cursed by coincidence? My God, the questions burn. Let's reflect on the aftermath of this chilling case and ask, will the shadows of Lugner's past ever see the light? After that fateful night in February 2025, Lugner's world unraveled, but not entirely. Released on bail, he retreated to his empire, his lawyers spinning a narrative of a deranged Simone and a witch hunt investigation. The surviving documents Simone salvaged, those cryptic financial records, were tantalizing but incomplete. Forensic analysis linked some transactions to offshore accounts, but proving Lugner's direct involvement in the disappearances. That was a bridge too far. Anna pushed for charges, but the case stalled. Lugner's influence, like a venomous web, silenced witnesses and buried leads. How does one man hold such power? Simone, scarred but alive, became a polarizing figure. Supporters hailed her as a hero, flooding social media with #JusticeForThe5. Critics, swayed by Lugner's PR machine, branded her a fame seeker. She moved to a quiet town far from Vienna's glare, but the weight of her mission lingered. I did it for Cathy, she told a small podcast, her voice breaking. But the truth is still out there. Anna, too, faced backlash. Her department sidelined her, citing overreach. Yet she vowed to keep digging even if it took years. Oh, the injustice stings. The public's fascination never faded. True crime shows dissected the case, speculating about Lugner's secret rooms and disposal protocols. Online sleuths pored over Cathy's sketches, searching for hidden clues. Families of the missing wives held vigils, their pain raw. We just want closure, Christine's daughter wept at a 2025 memorial. But closure remained elusive. Lugner, now 92, stayed silent, his health failing but his secrets intact. Did he take the truth to his grave, or is it still hidden in that locked safe? This case isn't just about missing women, it's about power, wealth, and the fragility of justice. Lugner's billions built a fortress around him, one that even Simone's courage and Anna's tenacity couldn't fully breach. What does it say about our world when money can bury truth? Can we ever trust the charming facades of the elite? The answers are as unsettling as the mystery itself. For now, the fate of Lugner's wives remains a haunting enigma. Simone's survival offers a flicker of hope, but the shadows linger. If you've been gripped by this tale, hit that subscribe button and join us for more stories that peel back the curtain on the unthinkable. Share your thoughts below. Do you believe Lugner was guilty, or was he a victim of circumstance? What would you have done in Simone's shoes? The truth may still be out there, waiting to be found. Until next time, keep questioning, keep searching, and stay safe.